to them. Our Prophet ﷺ buried all of his children except for Fatima. Who amongst us has had to bury all of their children? He buried all of his children. The Prophet ﷺ lost everything they were eating the leaves off trees. The best of creation. The best of creation. They were taking the leaves and basically grinding them down, and they were eating leaves on trees during the Hisar in Mecca. The Prophet ﷺ, for the first 5 years in Medina, people don't realize he made hijrah, but the first 5 years, they didn't even feel safe in Medina. They were constantly having difficulties in the Quran. They were always feeling unsafe. In the 5th year, all of the Arabs came. 30,000. The Prophet ﷺ, Medina was between two, they call it labbatain. In the Muwatta it's called labbatain. You know, lava is lava tracks. Laba is, in Arabic, laba is lava. Right? Fa and ba are from the same makhraj. They're labials. So, Allahu A'lam, it must have come from the Arabs, lava. So, but he had these two lava tracks. And they knew they were coming because the Prophet had spies, he had people out, they knew. 30,000 Arabs, they came for genocide to eliminate this community, to finish it. This was their plan. So this was a matter of life and death. The Prophet ﷺ was talking about his strategy. Salman said, in Persia, we build trenches. You know, when the Prophet ﷺ, and this is one of the most amazing things about our Prophet ﷺ, this is a man who had wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and yet, when he was discussing things with his companions, because he wasn't somebody that just talked, he listened. He would elicit from his companions. He wanted to hear from them. He wanted to see what they thought. So if he gave an opinion, they would say, "Awahyun am harbun ra'yun wa harbun ya Rasulullah, aw makidatun wa harb." Is this revelation or is this strategy? He said, "Bal makidatun wa harb." This is strategy. They said, "Well, what about this?" And they would give their opinions. And if it was a better opinion as far as he was concerned, then he would take it. So Salman said, the trench. Sheikh Abdullah al-Qadi showed that this was an engineering miracle, because they built this trench in a very short period of time, and it was between the two lava tracks, and so they couldn't, people don't realize, because when you go to Medina now, you can't understand the trench, because the lava tracks are gone. You can't walk on them. If you go outside of Medina, you'll find the lava tracks. You can't walk on them. They're sharp, and they can't cross them they're very difficult to cross just with shoes, and impossible with animals. So they were in the trench, and the munafiqun were in the trench, and the Prophet ﷺ, he saw these strikes when they hit the rock, because Medina has a lot of rock. He saw this strike, and he saw the palaces of Syria. And then he saw another strike, he saw the palaces of Persia. This is like what he said to Suraqa. He said, when Suraqa's horse went into the sand, and then he realized something unusual and supernatural was happening, he asked for aman. The Prophet gave him aman. These Arabs, the thing about the Arabs, and this is what some people don't understand today, because you go to the modern Arab world, it's very different. But the Jahili Arabs were people of their word. If they gave their word, they didn't break their word. And so the Prophet gave him aman. He asked him, "What did they promise you?" He said, 100 camels. 100 camels. And he said, "What do you think about wearing the bracelets of Kisra one day?" Suraqa, this is a Bedouin man. He can't imagine that. In the time of Omar, when they brought the bracelets of Kisra, Suraqa, Omar actually put them on Suraqa. So we can't imagine this, but the munafiqun are in there, and they're saying, he's talking about the palaces of Persia and Syria. We can't even go relieve ourselves. Because they were stuck in the trench. And so many Muslims today are stuck in the trench. They can't see where this is all headed. They've lost sight. You know, the Arabs say the donkey is not honored because the donkey looks at its feet. But the camel is honored in their culture because the camel looks at the horizon. It doesn't look at its feet. It looks at the horizon, the afaq. That's our Prophet. He was a visionary. He dreamed with his eyes wide open, and he realized those dreams. He saw something other people couldn't see, and that's the visionary.